Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be doing the female stock watch for powerhouses. Like always, I do want to remind everyone this is not a tier list. The idea behind this list is to help you make good long-term choices for your roster. So we're gonna have top three, and then a free to play. You can see there are not a lot of female powerhouses in the game. There is seven. I'm just missing Becky. So there's these six, and then Masters of the Universe Becky. Um, I do want to say that there is a couple that have stock rising that aren't going to be talked about. One will be Naya Jax, and her stock is up because of her tag link with Shayna and the Bushwhacker tag link. So for female showdowns, Naya will have very good use if you have Shayna, but not enough that we made her our free to play. But that is certainly worth mentioning. And also that new blast plate that when you make 8 or more blast plates increases your damage. I believe it's by 200% gem damage. That will have China's stock rising when it becomes more available. It's so rare right now that we don't consider it when we do the stock watch. However, it is worth noting that with that plate, China would certainly have made the top three. So I would have an asterisk by her saying her stock is very much so rising, depending the availability of that plate or if you have it. But right now it's so rare that she won't make the list because of it. So with that being said, let's get to our list. We're going to start with free to play. This one might surprise some people, maybe it won't. Free to play Zombie Charlotte. Um, she can do some stuff actually at 5-star gold. She's got a lot of random moves with random amounts of things, but as she gets higher, she generates a lot more, so the randomness becomes less of a problem. So let's take a look at her in the portal at 5-star gold. And I think, yeah, that's fine. You'll still be able to see what we're looking at. So at 5-star gold, Charlotte, there's a few different ways you could go. You're probably going to be running the yellow primarily. Of course, it is 8 MP. However, if you wanted to run red generate with Big John Stud, he does get +1 yellow MP. So that can help alleviate that if you want to run that route. However, JBL would be quite good for her with the spear making randoms into blast gems. And you could start with this to start with making the blast gems. You could run JBL. You'd be making, I believe it's 7. Then you get Ray, you're making 8 randoms, a lot more damage. You throw Typhoon on there, blast gems, red gems, between all that and JBL, your reds hit pretty hard. Um, so you could do that, but most likely the three you're going to use is going to be these three, or you could also, instead of the submission, you could run the Outbreak Power Bomb, which chooses a 3x4 area to destroy. Catch some blast gems on there. Something like General's Orders would help her recycle quite a bit. When you hit the red, you get 3 yellow MP back. Then you don't need to catch as many on the blasts. Um, you could use the sub to slow them down. You can use, you could go double yellow with the Doom Salt here and some variation, so you could go like this. There's just different ways you could do it. The random becomes much less of a problem as she gets higher because you're generating more and destroying more and stuff. Everything gets bigger at 5-star gold with her. The destroy goes from a 2x3 to a 3x4, so it gets a lot bigger on the outbreak power bomb. The sub, you're generating 5 randoms instead of 4. Goes to 4 turns. So pretty solid free to play, actually. I think she'd be a lot better than people think. Obviously, it's kind of a big investment to take this card to 5-star gold, but I think it would certainly be playable at 5-star gold. So that was our choice for free to play. Plus zombies are required fairly often. Charlotte's required a lot, so she can fit those requirements. So that was her pick for free to play. So let's go back now. Take a look at the next one. Number 3 on the list, we got Beth. Um, my Beth isn't super high yet. She's 9K. There's this move set. I would also mention that with this move set, running Cactus Jack, um, the Seamus plate would work great on Beth and buff her green moves and her red gem damage. So that helps her out. I don't know that it's going to help her as much as it will say someone like Seamus because he has so many red gems on the board and he generates more reds, but it would still definitely help her as far as the plate goes. Of course, also stuff like the Aftershock, things like that are plates you could use that would help her. But let's take a look at Beth at 5-star gold because there is another move set for her other than that one. Open this up. Let's take a look at Beth. So besides that, you have the black move set. So first off, her finisher at 5-star gold, you're destroying 21 gems, 3x7 area, and it is a choose area. So you're going to hit a big chunk of gems when you're doing 21. You know, you're getting close to half the board there that you're destroying. So that's not too bad. Damage is solid on it. She's got the sub here, which is a 6-turn sub. Leaves remaining ones into multiply gems of 2. It doesn't really go up other than you're placing a 6th gem. The sub doesn't really go up. Multiply gems don't go to ×3, let's say. So it is a little bit better. She's still only making 2 random reds cross breaks. Not that big a deal. Because Cactus Jack makes and destroys, so that in conjunction with the destroy should do it. Neither of those get bigger, which is unfortunate. Random blue into green move, you're probably not going to use it. That does get bigger. But the countdown gems are 7 turns and make 21 random gem into blast gems. So you can use the slingshot suplex and the sub with the military press drop. And turn 1 you can do the sub, and put your turn 2 throw your countdown gems, and then the next turn hit the military press drop, have those go off, have 21 blast gems on the board. So there's a few different things you can do that way. It is a little bit longer, but she can hit super hard with both of those builds. So that's why she makes it to 3 on the list. Because she can hit hard. There's also the Seamus plate. I do think if that Andre Blast plate becomes more readily available, so it's a realistic thing for people to have, we could see China perhaps supplant Beth. But right now, Beth is the better long-term play with what we have available. Plus, the Seamus plate does work on her too. But like I said, depending on the availability, if they do with the China plate what they or the I'm sorry, the Andre plate what they did with say Boss plate and stuff where it's more available, then I think China will surpass Beth. But for now, Beth is there. She also is a very useful dual MP coach. So taking her to let's say 9K is never going to hurt you at all. So she's a worthwhile investment there. Plus she is the only Beth. So anytime there's Beth requirements, it's going to be useful. And she, I believe, is the one of 2 female ruthless aggressions, her and Acro Trish. So all that stuff makes Beth a pretty safe bet to be useful on your roster for a good long time. So let us go to number 2, which is 2 and 3. 1 are really interesting to me. For 2, we have Bailey, Mutant Bailey. I do have her. She was a lot of fun. If you got the 50% gem damage strap for her or Becky for your modern powerhouses, actually it works on Naya too. That adds a bunch of value. So obviously 50% gem damage is pretty big. Yeah, I wouldn't classify it as super rare, although I wouldn't classify it as easy to have gotten. But it isn't so rare that it can't be considered for this. Triple red is what I really like on her. That's available at 5 stars, so we'll take a look at that on the portal. But she does also have some stuff she can do with blowing the board up. Um, with cross breaks or X breaks rather, and that kind of stuff. So that's useful with the sub X breaks, 8 MP moves. Her charges are a little bit higher, like most female powerhouses, although you can choose one row to destroy and pick up a couple extra gems there with the red. So let's take a look at her on the portal at 5 star gold and see how Bailey looks. So a couple things with Bailey. Again, her training ability, 15k blue finishers do more damage. That's going to have very good long-term usage as people get better finishers as the game evolves. This should still always scale pretty well. So a 15k should always be a safe investment, even if you don't want to use her as a fighter. But right now, I think she's actually pretty close to Becky. Um, I think Becky's built for 5 star gold a little bit better. Um, but you can see her finisher is pretty good damage, destroy 2 columns, and that is in conjunction with the spine busters. So 2 reds making X breaks beneath them. If you get 2 reds that are fairly high up on the board, you're going to blow up most of the board with those 2 moves. And you have the triple red running her with the mutated clothesline, destroying a row. You can get those loaded, or you can run double red MP trainer and get them loaded easier. And like I said, she has the cross break gem build, so a little bit of versatility there. She's blown up a lot of boards with gems, so if you got that gem damage belt of 50%, you throw double fury on her. She's going to hit really hard when she blows those up. Solid move damage across the board, so this one doesn't show it. I want to say it's like 60 or 70k base, right in line with all the other moves. So Bailey's one of those that does a lot of move damage, a lot of gem damage, blows up the board, should help with recycling. You'd want to probably run some version of get some plate that lets you get red when you break 3 of some other color. It wouldn't really matter when you're blowing up the board. You should be able to generate some more red to recycle if you need it. But pretty great trainer, also really great fighter as far as the female game is concerned. A lot of fun to play. I enjoyed testing her. So Bailey came in at number 2, just getting edged out by our number 1 choice, which is Masters of the Universe Becky, who I do not have. So let's just go right to the portal. So Becky feels like she's really built for the 5 star gold game to me. You can see she's got a pretty big damage finisher, making 14 gems into reds. So this is pretty much close to Walter's finisher. If you've used Walter, should be very similar in damage, but you also have the option for that 50% gem damage strap on her if you pick that up, adding even more to those reds. Um, she gets extra versatility because of the calf kick here. 5 MP black, steal up to 8 MP from each of your opponent's red moves. Obviously, that'll help to counter Becky, counter Bailey's triple red. Bianca's another one that comes to mind that likes to run 2 reds. Beth sometimes runs a red, so there's a lot to like with the calf kick. Plus, she's got the choose move. It goes to 5 gems at 5 star gold instead of 4. So you can use the blue to set up 2 reds. The snap suplex is good move damage and also makes 5 blast gems. That doesn't go up, but 5 is a pretty good amount. This one, I mean, not so much. Maybe a little bit against the Naomi for some reason, but probably not. And again, this blue, nah, you're probably going to run 2 reds in a blue or 2 reds in a black or 3 reds with her. And then you have this red move, which is very high move damage. So triple red can recycle itself quite nicely. Once it's going, it's recycling nonstop with high move damage, high gem damage, blast gems. Um, so it just feels like she's really built for the 5-star gold game, especially as turns get extended since it's a little bit higher charge, but you can run her, a lot of different ways and still come out pretty good. So for that, we put her 1. She also, coaching wise, I believe she's okay. Coach, not bad. She's a heal gem coach, so not amazing, but not the worst coach. So, but Becky should have some pretty good long-term value. Plus, she's a Masters of the Universe, so when those events roll around, she's going to help you with those events. And really strong fighter, versatility with the MP steel. So those are the reasons we put Becky at the top. Should have long-term value, with the damage being what it is, and the gem damage and the recycling between those things. So that's the Powerhouse females this time around, guys. Really interested to hear what you guys think. Hopefully you're enjoying these. Like I said, not as many females to go through, but I think doing like a top 3 and a free to play, they certainly warrant that. So let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, as that really helps me out. And we'll keep these stock watches going. They're a lot of fun to do. Continue to get through the women, and then go back around the second time, because so much has already changed for the men's ones we did. Eventually, I do have other plans to add other stock watches, but we'll see how it goes and how long it takes to get through these. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and good luck out there.